Then we go to Tom. Tom, can you open your video and unmute, please?
Yep. Hi, guys.
Hi. Awesome. Thank you for joining. Gisela is now activating, so you can share screen if you have anything to share.
Just to jump in, so I had a bit of a nightmare on the tech front this morning. So my Wi-Fi on my other laptop my computer's basically just not working. So I can't get my presentation from one computer to the other. So a lovely presentation to share with everyone. I'm seriously struggling to get it up at the moment. So happy to use my other laptop, which is in front of me, to go through some of the slides or just take on some questions.
Yeah, can you send it to someone, or otherwise you just?
Unfortunately, my laptop literally is just not connecting to the internet.
Okay, then we just go through it. Just make do it on the fly. If you get stuck, then I will help you. Yeah.
For sure. So yeah, I mean, thanks firstly for having me on. It's great to be here, and yeah, apologies for the technical delays. My laptop's been working absolutely fine all day, and typical when it gets around to webinar time, it crashes. My name's Tom. I'm from Payoneer. I'm sure everyone watching today has at least heard of Payoneer, or perhaps even uses us already. And obviously, like the talk today was really going to be around optimization and expansion to achieve global dominance. So really wanted to highlight some of the key areas of which I believe are essential to really grow a brand successfully, whether you're selling on a marketplace, whether it's D2C through something like Shopify, drop shipping model, whatever it might be. I think all of these rules generally apply to everyone. So in terms of Payoneer, just maybe as a quick intro, so Payoneer had 5 million active users globally. We've got 25 offices, which is growing very quickly, and we're present in over 200 countries and territories. So we're a big company. There's a huge number of transactions going through from sort of, I guess, B2C and also on the enterprise side. So we're assisting some of the largest brands out there with their mass payouts, maybe brands that the likes of Amazon, Walmart, Wayfair, Booking.com, Google, Airbnb are some of our larger enterprise clients. And of course, we also have a very large proportion of e-commerce sellers. As I said, a lot of them selling on the likes of Amazon, eBay, Shopify, as well as many others. So obviously going to talk about optimization and expansion in just a minute. I'm aware that we haven't maybe got quite as much time as I had previously. But why Payoneer, and what is it that we do to help you optimize your business? Well, we've created one very simple platform which will allow you to really minimize costs and to really enhance your payments flows from start to finish. So as part of in your Payoneer platform, you're able to make your supplier payments. You're able to have a number of different receiving accounts, pay freelancers. We've got commercial card capability. So obviously you're able to spend on that card. You're able to receive cashbacks for various things, pay VAT, store managers, as well as obviously really just moving your currencies around at a much more favorable exchange rate. So there's a number of things that Payoneer help you do. Now, I don't want this to in any way be a sales pitch. There's a number of providers out there that offer a similar service, maybe not as widely offered as Payoneer, but there are a number of other providers out there. But I think it's really important to focus on which providers can actually help you optimize those flows and ultimately save you money, right? Because we want everyone to be able to increase their margin. And of course, have that global dominance aspect by really understanding where you can save money. So we talk about the sort of sales growth, and we talk about the number of new sellers coming onto Amazon and other marketplaces, and how important it is to stay relevant. A few stats, again, all off the presentation here. Obviously retail e-commerce sales growth worldwide over 2020 as a percentage change. In the majority of regions was between 50 and 20%. This continues to grow. Obviously, the opportunity is there for sellers to grasp. So it's really important that as your business grows, you're looking at expanding to new geographies. You've got a plan. Maybe it's additional marketplaces that marketplaces that you're looking to sell on, which will obviously open up opportunity or increase the amount of viewers that you have, and obviously then builds your brand as a result. And in terms of the amount of new sellers on Amazon as a marketplace, again, in 2020 alone, there was an increase by around 10% in most countries that Amazon is prominent. So that shows that it's really important to stay relevant. It is a full-time business, whatever part of e-commerce that you're in. It's something that you need to really nurture, and of course, pile as much time and effort into as possible. I've done this from experience. I've sold on Shopify myself, Amazon myself, and looking at launching on new sales channels as well. So it's really important to make sure that you are optimizing. Things like your payment flows is a good example of that. I'd say that in terms of like actually having capital and things, which I'm going to come on to in just a second, equally as important to manage your cash flow, make sure that you're able to really prepare for those peak seasons as well, and be in a good position to strike. So why are businesses actually going global? So we're talking about that expansion piece. So why should they actually consider going international, and maybe when's the right time to do that? Two very difficult questions to ask, but to answer rather. But I think the right time, I'd say that most businesses that I see expanding are, they've really conquered or got to a really good stable level in their home marketplace. I'd say that a lot of businesses start to expand to Europe and the US after they hit sort of 400K or 500K in revenue. Some are sooner, some are later. But that's a rough benchmark from what I've seen from working in the tax and accounting space for e-commerce sellers for 5 years, and now obviously for Payoneer, where we see a lot of businesses start to transact cross-border. So I think the four main reasons I noted down in the presentation here is to enable opportunities, so to enter and explore new global markets at lower costs. Okay, so understanding your competition is absolutely essential for that. Once you've obviously then made your stamp in that market, it's really important to then understand all costs associated. I'm sure the likes of Bryce and others that are on the panel here have talked about sort of some of the requirements, additional expenses that you may not have thought about, translation, localizing all of your keywords, your listings, making sure that you've got the right tax set up, all of those sorts of things. So when we talk about optimization, it can also lead to really understanding that opportunity, how you're going to take that step into the new market. Number two, marketplace provides support. So, I talked about listings and how you can really package up what you've already got, whether it's a Shopify site or Amazon site, whatever it might be, how they can actually help you to launch in that new marketplace. And it's actually much easier than a lot of people think. So using the marketplaces to help you expand your business is essential. There's plenty of partner support, people like Payoneer, HyperSKU, Z, everyone on the panel today are able to provide an element of support as you go as well. So whether that's through listings, through listings, pricing, shipping, stock management, returns management, all those things, you can lean on partners to do. Of course, cross-border retail is predicted to grow at twice the rate of domestic e-commerce, okay, with less competition. So I think it's very evident that the opportunity is still growing. It's just a case of making sure that you are present in the relevant countries, the relevant marketplaces at the right time. So of course that your competition doesn't overtake you, but at the same time, making very wise, conscious decisions that are backed up by data to actually really spike your growth in these countries. So I'm going to talk about the main use case, I would say, for businesses to use Payoneer, because I'm conscious of time. So, we talk about optimizing payment flows. Well, an example of this is, I know a lot of people may be selling on Amazon here or drop shipping. Amazon's a very easy example for me to give. So, and this applies for all marketplaces, right? So if you're selling on Amazon and you're, let's say, UK-based business, all of us will have a UK-based business account. The idea of using Payoneer, as you start to expand your business into the likes of the US or Europe, wherever it might be, is suddenly you open up to, additional currency fluctuations, different currencies as a whole, really. So as in a use case, in this example on Amazon, if if I'm a UK-based business, as I am, selling on Amazon UK, but also now about to start selling on Amazon.com, then Amazon are going to be wanting to pay me in USD for my disbursements on a bi-weekly basis. Now, the disadvantage of me using Amazon and actually having my UK bank account, my GBP bank account linked to the USD, USD disbursements, Amazon have their own currency conversion, which generally apply a 1.5% fee on top of the interbank or the exchange rate, as you call it. So there are, and can be as high as 2%. So the benefit of using Payoneer in this example is that, we would give you a USD bank account or a Euro bank account or a Canadian dollar bank account. And there's, as I said, so many different currencies that we can give you those local bank accounts in. You receive those funds locally, so USD to USD, and then you're able to you manage your currencies in the platform, in the Payoneer platform, to then bring your funds back to GBP. So very simple use case as to why someone would use Payoneer. And then lastly, we've got, so I'm just checking if there's some questions here. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so any questions in? I think internet may be still unstable. Do apologize for that. It's not happened before. But very lastly, we talked about, really grasping the growth opportunities, when the right time to expand is, and sort of going global as such. Payoneer also have a working capital solution, which is extremely well used by mostly Amazon and Walmart sellers at the moment. So if you do apply to that, then Payoneer can actually take what you receive up to 140% of that as an advance. You can then have for things like peak seasons, we talk about Christmas, Q4, Prime Day. So really it's for mostly for inventory. So you can obviously increase the amount of inventory that you have for those peak seasons, or it might be for the likes of, additional products that you're launching, a new marketplace, or all those things of that nature. So capital is obviously an essential piece to that global expansion. So yeah, I mean, probably going to stop there. Again, apologies because the internet looks like it's slightly wobbly, and my presentation, I've skipped about 30 slides. So I had a lot more to go through, but I hope that wasn't too jumbled.
No, it was actually a smooth storyline. I'm not sure. I saw the presentation clearly and also the screen, so it might be the internet of that individual, but in general, everything was, I could clearly hear you and see, so no worries about that. A few questions I have actually, because I did an interview with you, or not with you, with Dan, your colleague at Payoneer, which people can check out on YouTube as well. It goes much more deeper on Payoneer itself and also drop shipping related questions. But what really I liked about that interview is also to understand the different verticals that Payoneer is serving, because it's not just online sellers. That's already a very wide topic. So which verticals are probably like the most the largest for you guys that you're active in? Yeah,
so I would say that e-commerce certainly is one of the bigger ones. Obviously, like a huge part of Payoneer is dealing with freelancers as well. So obviously that covers a number of different verticals as such. But I'd say freelancers, e-com, and I'd say just like holistically, so e-com, freelancers, and then our enterprise side of the business, that mass payouts, is also a huge contributor. And we're also about to launch like a checkout solution. So we're going to be, up there when Shopify and people are going to be using the likes of Stripe. Payoneer will hopefully soon be an option there as well. Yeah, awesome. And particularly for drop shipping, how do you how can you serve drop shippers better than other payment providers in general? Yeah, it's a good question. So I say that there are a number of different reasons as to why we may be better or different. I'd say that the number one that I hear from all of the partners that I work with on the drop shipping side is that our Payoneer as a company understand the drop shipping model to a T. A lot of payment providers see it as a very high risk due to the compliance requirements and the regulatory requirements of the banks. So I would say that the majority of businesses that I speak to, that, you know, why they use Payoneer is mainly because we understand the dropshipping model. The risk is much lower for us. So, you know, the smoothness of actually using Payoneer as a company to enhance your and optimize your payment flows is much better. Of course, there's a number of different functions within the platform that make it also, you know, at a different level. But I'd say, you know, I don't know many other payment providers that are able to actually have the volume of payments coming through their account without having any risk issues, account suspensions, all those sorts of things.
Yeah, exactly. Especially the risk profile, dropshippers are addressed as risky, and for Pioneer, it's more addressed as entrepreneurial, which is a very different approach to serve them. Awesome. Thank you so much for the sharing. I hope you can stay until the panel discussion after the next speaker, and then we can go a little bit deeper, maybe on the regulations and how to serve the market, fintech, all these kind of things. Yeah.
For sure. Sounds good. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much.